Huh.
But I think in the American one, it was a burger.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing if yours was a later Master System,
Yeah.
yours would have been a burger.
Yeah, it was. I remember the burger.
But mine, it's a rice cake. But it didn't look like a frigging rice cake to me. It looked like a helmet.
Wow.
And I thought, what's he eating this helmet for?
I always thought, like, you know, in Alex Kidd, one of the best things in that game was the shop. And you go to the shop and you can buy like a motorbike or it's a pedal bike, wasn't it? Or like some kind of
it's a motorbike in Miracle World.
Oh, it's like pedal helicopter.
Pedal helicopter, wasn't it?
But you get them and you can't keep them. Like, you're just having fun because you've got this awesome thing. You get hit immediately.
Yeah, and it's gone.
Yeah, and it's like, oh.
But no, so yeah, Alex Kidd Miracle World, which had the paper, rock, scissors crap, and then you had the worst one was Alex Kidd and what was it? Alex Kidd Enchanted Castle. That had the rock paper scissors thing, but they had it in item shops, and if you lost, you'd lose a life. So you'd go in and think, oh, I want that ring that fires fireballs or whatever.
Yeah.
So you'd do the rock paper scissors, and if you lost a life. So you didn't go into any.
So you didn't have money. You just sort of gambled.
No, you collected money. You had to pay for it, and then do this bloody rock paper scissors thing with this blue monkey bastard.
What the fuck?
Fucking ridiculous.
Poorly designed games of those age.
Yeah.
That age.
And then you had Alex Kidd High Tech World. That didn't have it. But
that's because rock paper scissors was a fairly rudimentary game. No place in the future of high tech.
High tech. You know what was high tech about it? You was going to the new arcade that Sega had opened to play Outrun.
Oh yeah.
That's the object of the game.
Did you get to play Outrun in the game?
No.
Right.
That would have been too good.
In Shenmue, you could play things.
High Tech World found a whole new way of being bad without rock paper scissors stones.
I thought it was incredible. The first time I played Shenmue, and I just got out of bed in the game, walked around. His mum was all moody because his dad's dead. Went down the street, went to a shop, spent some yen on some chocolate for some reason. I obviously get no enjoyment out of that for my actual self, but I just thought, I can, so I will. That's pretty nifty. I can go to the shop in this game. Wow.
That's cool.
Then I went to the arcade and my mind was blown. I could play Space Harrier. I don't know if Outrun was in there. I don't think it was. But there was like 3 arcade games. You could just sit playing them all day instead of playing Shenmue. That was amazing. There's games in a game.
Which Shenmue did I have? Which one have I got in that little box set for the Dreamcast?
You've got Shenmue 2 where it's in Hong Kong, haven't you?
Yeah, Shenmue 2 where this 2 don't work.
Yeah. You got all those creepy guys like, excuse me, how do you get to Queen Street?
Follow me, I'll show you the way.
I was just getting into it because I started off playing it and I was like, oh, this is toss. Then I started liking it and then it stopped working. Which is, I think you could sum my life up with that. Just getting, just starting to like this and then it stops working.
Yeah, same thing happened to me on Parasite Eve 2 first time round. Bought it off the market, second hand, disc 2. I'm like, yeah, disc 2 time, okay. I know how to change discs. I've done it thousands of times with Final Fantasy 7 and Metal Gear. And then put it in and it's just like, not doing anything. And I'm like, did I do something wrong?
I used to hate buying games from the market because they'd always deny knowing you when you wanted to take one back. What was it I buy?
I never bothered trying to take anything back. If it was broken, it was broken. I was like a bit upset.
Yeah, I bought Vandal Hearts from the market for PS1. And I had to argue like fuck to get my money back.
See, my experience of the market was like, you go there's a game. I think there was Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, and I didn't know what it was. So I was like, okay, this looks interesting. And I didn't have enough money for it. It was like £10 or something, and I had about £6. So I said, I've only got £6. I have no idea how good this game is, but will you sell it for £6? And he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. So,
see, I tried a similar thing a couple of weeks ago at Blockbuster Videos.
Yeah, they weren't really doing
because they were shutting down. They wouldn't. But I was watching, what's his name? That Martin Lewis tosser that's always on in the morning telling you how to save money.
Yeah.
Which is easy when you've got a load, like him. Well, I went to Blockbusters and I wanted Bayonetta.
Right.
And they had it in there for £9. and they were closing down in a couple of days.
Yeah.
So they might as well just give you this shit, haven't they?
Yeah.
That's the problem. So I made him an offer. He goes, that'll be £9 please. I went, how about a fiver? And he goes, no, can't do that. Can't do that. I was like, well, why not? You're closing down. No, can't do that.
No, it's
And then he
obvious
goes,
why
to be
they-
£9 please. And I went, I'll tell you what, I'll give you £7. And still no. So I told him to shove it in the end.
Yeah, it's
Not
obvious
that
why
desperate.
they won't go to that because it's like a corporation and
Yeah,
everything's
Mark
got to be
Lewis,
run through a
he's like-
computer.
Got these people going into stuff like, I don't know, Dixon's. Is that even a thing still? Or places like that, electronic goods places.
Yeah,
Tandy and whatnot. And,
don't think that's around anymore either.
and then Argos
Yeah,
and Tesco. And there are people there getting DVD players cheaper, and Blu-ray players cheaper than what they are marked up at.
yeah.
I don't know, maybe I've not got the charm,
No, you're just a wimpy spineless little maggot.
no charisma. I've never been called a wimpy spineless maggot before.
He just called you one when you opened the door. How could it possibly be called? in the
Yeah,
Caribbean?
Captain Smirk.
Is that his name?
I think
This
it's
guy
Captain
teaches
Smirk.
you how to sword fight with insults.
Yeah.
You're a rotten cur. I win. Stop knocking on his door. It's going to piss him off. There's some spooky looking trees. Do they have trees like that in the Caribbean?
What is it? Is it like a willow tree?
Yeah.
Oh,
Looks
no.
like a European tree. Well, he looks cool.
Maybe they imported
Kirk
them.
Douglas from the Vikings.
It's a retired Duke Nukem.
Wait, is it Kirk? Yeah, it's Kirk. Michael's the younger one, isn't he? Who's also old.
I get them all mixed up.
That one of those Douglas guys with an eye patch in the Vikings. Is that meant to be Guybrush? Looks
Yeah.
like Lady Diana.
I used to have hair like that. Lady Diana. I never ever thought that, but it does. It could be Lady Diana.
But he digresses.
We all like to digress now and again.
Duke Nukem's based off that guy.
So it's Duke Nukem's dad.
Yeah, that's how he rolled. Duke Nukem's dad was from the 1800s in the Caribbean. I read some weird shit the other day. I found out that pyramids, ancient pyramids of Giza, they were built while there were still woolly mammoths walking the earth.
How did they build something like that?
Obviously,
but
aliens helped them.
And they found pictures of people in helicopters inside
Yeah,
these
but-
pyramids or something.
They're always on questionable websites, aren't they? You don't know if that's a natural artifact or someone's saying
Someone's just
it's
gone
an
in there.
artifact, gone on the internet. It's like, look, it's on the website. Everything's whatever's on the internet's true. But you know, there's no other evidence of helicopters. Maybe high evidence, but not helicopters. That's ridiculous. It's just
Maybe that's
why would people forget that they know how to make a helicopter?
I don't know. It's very strange.
You know, like the Romans went to ancient Egypt. They would have kept some of their technology if they had helicopters.
So you don't think the aliens
Put it
came
in
down
that
here?
massive library at Alexandria.
Mm.
Could have been aliens, who knows?
Maybe the aliens brought us here and said, start again. Wiped our minds and buggered off.
Why would they do that?
I don't know, maybe we're just living in a petri dish.
What the hell is that
Yes,
noise?
I had to take my headphones off at that point. I was like, ah! That wasn't on the Amiga.
What is this machine?
This is the machine.
Oh my god. That is a mess.
See, these games, they had a great sense of humour that you don't get nowadays.
That's some epic sword fighting. What's your footwork? What footwork?
Yeah, he's got the moves on.
It's got knee work.
He's got Michael Jackson's socks.
Hours later. More hours later. We're getting tired now.
This is the bit where I had to go around learning all the insults.
The boring bit.
I didn't think it was, but well, when you first do it, it's that good. Learning all these insults. And it is, I think it's good because before this you had, what was it, like the biggest company making adventure games was Sierra.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And
name.
they were just making games like Space Quest.
Mm.
And I think some of the King's Quests. And they'd have, well, they obviously made all the King's Quests, but some of them would have like these arcade segments.
Yeah.
And they were shit. Like uncontrollably shite. and that's the only way they could do it. So I think they probably thought, you know, we ain't got,
Yeah.
you know, the time
Well,
or
it's like
the will to do a good arcade sword fighting game, so they just went with this, which I thought was a good way around it.
Restrictions lead to creativity.
Exactly.
In the words of someone else,
Who?
Jimquisition.
Was it Jim?
Yeah, we watched one of his videos and he was a big go at people throwing money at games because it makes games shit. Because
It
you
does.
don't have to work around problems and innovate new, interesting features.
It's the same with films. I think it's
Yeah.
the same with a lot of things.
Well, with films, you've always got independent movies. They'll never stop because there's always aspiring film directors. But once you're at the very top, you're so stifled.
Yeah, so you can become pretentious and just throw money at shit.
But it's then publishing companies that are the problem in movies and video games. Because they're the ones who throw the money at it, and they're the ones who restrict what you're allowed to do and say make it like this, otherwise you're not getting funding.
I think what they did here with the sword fighting was a really clever way around it.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's a lot of interesting insults you can pull out of the pirate world, or out of the pirate's arse.
You're going to see a lot of them here.
None of them will make us giggle.
They did the first time round.
Yeah, when you're about 6, it's funny, isn't it? But yeah, I've got no problem with insult sword fighting. It's, like we say, it's an ingenious, creative way around the restriction. He's been ripped off.
Have I got the sword and everything yet? Yeah.
Yeah, he just did some fencing with it.
Yeah. Time flies.
So if they ever made a Monkey Island movie, who do you reckon should play Mr. Guybrush Threepwood?
Well, they were going to, weren't they? But they turned into the Pirates of the Caribbean films.
Okay, so who
Apparently.
is that Orlando Bloom then, who represents Guybrush?
That's why I think I liked the first Pirates of the Caribbean. This was before I knew that it was going to be a Monkey Island film.
Yeah.
And I just remember watching it thinking, this is amazing. It's just like Monkey Island, sort of. Yeah, because that Orlando Bloom is a bit Guybrush, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a creep.
Bit of a dweeby looking bloke, but
Yeah,
I don't like Orlando Bloom's voice. It does his voice.
But is there, a Guybrush in the later games? Well, I know anyway that he has a love interest. Is she in
Yes.
these earlier games?
She's in this one.
She becomes like the mayor of the Caribbean. or
Yeah,
something?
she's the mayor at the moment.
Alright. So she's very much like what's her face's character in Pirates.
Her with no boobs.
Yeah, what was her
Keira
name?
Knightley,
That's the basic.
the one.
Keira Knightley.
Yeah, her. And then, well, obviously got all the ghosty pirates then, haven't you? Like Barbossa.
Yeah. He's the great ghost pirate Chuckle.
Yeah, he don't look very much like Chuckle though.
It's not fat, is he?
LeChuck. Just in case people get confused.
Yeah,
Who we're on about.
obviously. Most evil pirate in any evil pirate thing
I
ever.
think he's a great bad guy. Great bad guy.
And making him undead, that was a good idea because they left it open for sequels without having to invent a new bad guy who's just as good.
Yeah.
They just keep reusing
Just keep
them.
using the same one, which is what Die Hard should have done.
Yeah.
The Die Hard films.
Except he
They
got
should have
thrown out
found a
of the
way.
building. How,
Yeah,
how
well-
would they scoop him up off the pavement from 500 stories fall?
They should have found a way.
He's like, make Die Hard 2, and he's there, he's like,
Sellotaped.
and
Sellotaped
it's
together.
just- yeah, it's like flat. It's just freaking. He's in a bowl. His eyeballs in some like human goo.
He's in a
Tones
Tesco
and-
carrier bag.
Yeah, with bits dripping out through the little holes at the bottom. Still played by Rickman.
Yeah. Ah, fucking brilliant, Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was we talking about before we got on Die Hard? Bad guys.
Yeah, bad guys and the pirates.
Bad guys, bad guys. He was one of the best bad guys.
Was there any recurring bad guys in Sid Meier's Pirates, or was it pretty much like a sim?
That's more like a sim. I think you are the bad guy, really. You're like the pirate.
Yeah,
And then you got other pirates, and you got.
See, that's the thing.
Like,
Guybrush
army after
Threepwood.
you.
He's such a nice guy. Why does he want to be a pirate? Who's he trying? Is that how he's going to impress the mayoress of the Caribbean?
I don't think. No, he's not trying to impress her at the moment.
What's he trying to do? What's his
I don't
motive?
know. Just wants to be a pirate, I guess.
Well, he's such a nice guy.
Just
I can't imagine him pulling up in a boat, plundering,
Yeah.
raping, stealing all the gold.
I think it's like when you're at school and you're a kid and you want to be. I don't know. One day you decide, I want to be a policeman. And then when you get older, you realise that they're all arseholes,
Yeah.
and that you don't want to be a policeman anymore.
It's also a dangerous job, and you'd rather.
I'd rather
Look at
stay in
boxes
my
around.
yes, I'd rather stay in my warehouse chucking shit down a hole.
Yeah.
It's like I'm in charge of the trapdoor. I pretend it's the trapdoor. I'm Burke, and I'm just getting rid of this shit for the man upstairs.
Interesting.
That's how I
A
live
day
my
in the
life.
life of Gazz.
Yeah,
Throw boxes down the trapdoor, go home.
it's a
cook
retro cartoon nightmare in my life.
some- Yeah. It's not a cartoon, is it?
You know, plasticine.
Plastimation. Claymation.
Plastimation. I
Plasterimation.
prefer that. Plastimation.
That's the English version of claymation.
Plastimation.
Wonder if they even use it. Is it clay? It's just plasticine, isn't it?
I think it looked more like plasticine than it did clay.
Rather fun out with plasticine. Wonder if kids still play with plasticine.
Because there's
bit
no
old school,
creativity in people anymore.
We don't know. We don't go to primary school. We don't know what to play with. Could still be swinging hula hoops, playing skipping ropes, pretending there's armies in the playground, shooting them.
Oh, they tell you off now, I think, for playing violent games.
Not allowed.
No.
Teachers come and say that'll turn you into a very bad person.
Yes, but watching the news won't.
It probably won't
And there's a serious
turn you
topic.
into a very bored person. The news is full of crap.
The news is full of dead bodies and people being shot.
You're not doing very well here.
Well, what I was doing at the beginning is losing on purpose
Oh, to learn the insults.
to try and get as many insults as I can. It took a lot longer than what I remember. When did I do this? I filmed this ages ago, didn't I?
Yeah, in a couple of months.
It was the
Maybe even
summer.
before Christmas.
It was. I think it was in the. Well, I remember the sun being out.
Well, James was here.
Yeah, and James was still around.
He's not dead.
And now he's gone.
He's not dead.
I was going to make it sound like he was dead. He's in Barcelona, the bastard.
Yeah, I know.
Why the fuck would you want to go there?
Look at some art.
Look at some art.
Yes. And some
Jesus Christ.
Spanish arse.
Spanish. Spanish
So I did
skirt.
that. So I did that.
Spanish arse.
Yeah. These are pirates that you're getting insults off. I'm finding them to be very stereotypical.
Racist, even.
Yes, it's hatred against the
No,
collective.
there's no pirates watching this now.
Yeah, there better not be. Especially Somalian ones, because...
No, I work with a Somalian pirate.
Was he actually a pirate?
He makes out that he's done a few things, but he hasn't.
Yeah.
There's no way.
He wouldn't be in England,
He
sure.
weighs about 50 kilograms,
Well, that's why he'd have to be out pirating, isn't it? Get
which,
some food.
you know, yeah. There's no way I'd be scared of him unless he had a rocket launcher in his hands. And we're getting into dicey territory now.
Yeah, let's not talk about Somalian pirates. It's too political. It's far too political.
Yes. Don't want to say anything that we later regret.
There's another stereotypical pirate. This one's got...
This one's got a bloody hat on.
Yeah, a bit of a strange hat. Never seen a hat like that on a man. With stripy shirts.
Would you go out without any shoes or socks on?
No, this guy is just freaking Clash of armour. Needs to go back to the wardrobe. This one kicks
Oh,
off
I
cock.
gawk.
Clash of armour.
Oh no, sailor.
I bet he's got some right good insults as well. You fight like a dairy farmer.
Nah, we all know the answer to that one. There we go. That's the most famous one.
That's not even that insulting.
It's sharp wit rather than insulting, I guess.
You have the manners of a beggar.
This is me trying to remember which ones I haven't got answers
He
for.
looks like a beggar.
Ah, you know the answer to this one?
I'm not going to your insolence. I have no
Ah,
words. If I was a kid playing this game, I wouldn't even know what that meant.
I couldn't even read that word when I first played
You're
this
like,
game.
before they were talking about hermaphrodites.
I wouldn't have. I don't think I even would have known what one of them was.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
I'm picking up the insults now.
Yeah, yeah.
You need them all before you go to fight the
Is this
sword.
island supposed to look like something?
I don't know.
It's kind of like a laughing head. With a really big chin. Like Kirk Douglas kind of chin.
Formed Pac-Man's brother.
What's the difference between Pac-Man and Pac-Man's wife?
Pac-Man's wife had a bow in her hair. Was it his wife?
That's a line from Wayne's World.
I watched that the other day.
I did as well. How weird's that?
I watched it the other day. The
No,
first
then
one.
then I started watching all the Wayne's World episodes on Saturday Night Live.
I've not watched any of them.
Because I was trying to remember, because I was watching the film and I thought back to when I was a kid and I was aware of Wayne's World
Yeah.
and I can remember them sitting on a sofa talking to people, but not much of that happened in the film. So I was thinking, where have I got these memories? Was it an actual show? So I did some research and I found it was a recurring sketch on Saturday Night Live. So I watched a lot of them and then got bored of it pretty quick.
We didn't get Saturday Night Live over here, really, did we?
I must have seen it somewhere though, because I remember when I was about 6, not really knowing what's going on, just thinking this Wayne's World show is pretty cool.
I never saw any of them. I didn't watch any of that Saturday night TV. As I say, we didn't usually get it over here, did
We
we?
were probably in bed by the time it came on.
Probably. I was one of those kids that had a stupidly early fucking bedtime as well. It was like after Coronation Street.
You get to bed when the sun's still out.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh, same. I remember I was bad. I was being a bad kid. I got sent to bed at about 6 o'clock. I just looked out the window and all of my friends was playing out on the street.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking out the window like, oh,
It's bullshit.
it's not fair.
Absolute bullshit. I never understood why I had to go to bed so friggin' early.
Remember like when you get a Mega Drive as well, you're like obsessed with it. You play it all day and it's bedtime, so you get to sleep as fast as you can and you wake up about 3 o'clock in the morning, sneak downstairs really quietly,
Yeah.
put on like friggin' motorbike racing game, whatever, like Road Rash or
Yeah.
something. One of those games only your parents can play.
It was weird. When I was a kid, I wasn't allowed downstairs before my parents, which was very strange. But then I found a way to get downstairs. Is what I'd do is I'd wake up early and just start sniffing.
What? Just not.
Yeah, start. And then eventually, my mum or my stepdad would come in and tell me to get downstairs. They're sick of hearing me.
Nice.
Yeah. And I used to do it every time. And it worked every time.
Did it ever get to the point where you could just automatically go downstairs and they'd be like, oh, I was going to end up telling you to
In the
anyway?
end, I just ended up getting too big for them to be able to do anything with. It's like, you know you're going to get a slap back now, woman.
Ooh, dangerous territory there, Gazz. Gazz has never been known for any domestic violence.
No, I've never hit my mum either.
A brief disclaimer.
Never hit my mother.
Do you ever get sick of these sword sounds?
When I was recording it, because it's about 3 hours long, and I've got no idea how to record stuff. I didn't want it to fuck up, so I can remember getting. I think it was about here where I started needing the toilet.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I can't leave it because I ain't got a clue how to edit it or
Right,
anything.
so you're 52 minutes in and you've got about
Yeah,
an hour.
it was
and 10
somewhere
minutes
around
to
here. I was like, oh my god, I've got to keep playing.
go. Yikes.
So yeah, I went through the pain barrier.
Is it pain barrier or is it? Are my pants wet? I can't tell if the pants are wet. I think my pants are wet.
No,
No, they're not wet. It's okay. No, seriously, they feel wet.
I think it was sweaty.
That's what I always get whenever I'm like on the bus for a long journey and I'm starting to toilet halfway through. I start getting quite paranoid about my pants being wet. I'm like, no, please don't leak. It's never actually happened, but it's just, it just starts feeling wet and I'm like,
I don't think I've ever pissed myself.
I think it happened once when I was about 3 or something. But
Ever since I was old enough to know what to do, I don't think I've ever pissed myself. Could be wrong. Shit myself. Everyone shit themselves. And anyone who says they haven't
I've
is a
done,
fucking liar.
I've done wet clumps, but I've not actually done solid poo in my pants.
Oh no, these weren't solid, mate. This is like running down your leg kind of job.
Oh no, toilet
Yeah.
humour. Let's go away from toilet humour.
Let's run home.
Yeah, let's run
Chuck
home
these in the bucket of bleach.
away from poo.
Yeah. What was we talking about before?
poo.
Poo.
We were talking about pirates initially.
And bad guys.
Bad guys, and then go to bed too early as a
So
kid.
LeChuck was a good bad guy.
Yeah, we've established that. There's not many good bad guys out there, really.
No. Who's the best?
Most of the good
Bad
bad
guy.
guys are in Disney films, and I don't know if that's just because of nostalgia.
I've started playing Final Fantasy VII again.
Oh yeah, Sephiroth.
Sephiroth.
Just call him Seth.
Let's call him Seth.
I think he is named after something from the ancient Egyptian underworld, Book of the Dead kind of stuff. I think I looked it up because all of the stupid names of Final Fantasy I inevitably looked up.
I don't think I've got.
anything like Nibelheim. I think that's something from Viking mythology.
Ah.
One of the great halls or worlds, something like that.
So yeah, I think Seth was a really good bad guy.
Yeah.
Especially when he killed Aerith. Or Aerith.
He was a
if you're in America.
complicated bad dude because he had it was like his side of the story.
I think he had every right to do what he was doing. He was that planet's natural ruler.
Yeah. But you know.
But then again, you know, I'm the kind of person that can sympathise with Hitler.
Don't say that.
And now Putin.
that what?
Good bad guys though, aren't they? You got to
Yeah, the good bad guys.
Good bad guy.
But you don't sympathise with a good.
Oh,
bad
I think
guy.
sympathise is the wrong word.
Yeah, probably. Well, we'll go with that. Sympathise is the wrong word.
Yeah, I know what I mean.
That's not good enough. You have to explain your knowledge of what you mean before you
I
get
think
in trouble.
Dangerous territory again, isn't it?
You've already
Same with
crossed that
Somalian
barrier,
pirates.
sympathising with Hitler.
No, not sympathising with him as such, but
But dot.
yeah, ...
That was awkward.
Fuck it.
Okay,
It's
so
all
let's
to do
establish
with,
you've got nothing against Jews.
Context. It's
One
all
of
to
our
do with
best friends
context.
is a Jew.
He is.
Yes. So that's
Yes,
that
indeed.
established. Gazz
So-
has, to my knowledge, not tried to kill him yet with any kinds of gas or anything.
Context.
Contemptible steak.
Anyway, bad guys.
Yeah.
Seth, a good bad guy. Final Fantasy 7.
Who was the bad guy in 6?
Kafka. No, not Kuja. Kuja?
Kafka?
Kefka. Yeah, Kefka. Kuja was 9, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't like him so much. I thought it was
a bit.
It was a bit of a Sephiroth copy.
It was a bit. Ooh.
Yeah, fruity Sephiroth.
You know? And Sephiroth was, you know, he had his fruity moments, didn't he?
Yeah.
But, you know, Kuja is a bit too much.
And there's
When you got a
bloody-
bad guy that you're kind of sexually attracted to,
Whoa.
that's always a bad thing.
This isn't dangerous territory, but might be embarrassing yourself a little bit.
Oh man, I'm all out of embarrassments.
We'll see. I'm sure you'll do something soon that's like the most dreadful
What, worse
thing,
than the things I've already have done in my life?
such as pooping yourself.
Yeah, that's not happened in a long time.
Did you poo yourself in public, by the way?
I was playing Knockador Run.
Oh dear. So he was
And-
about 8 then.
Oh no, 14.
Oh dear.
I think that was the last time I did it, when I was 14. Actually, there was one time after that, but I don't want to go into that.
And then soiling your pants put you off playing Knockador Run ever again.
It was actually, I will go into that. No, actually, let's just shut up about me fucking shit in my pants and get back to what we was on about bad guys.
Okay.
Bad guys. It's bad guys.
I know what you're going to say next.
What we're going to do, we're just going to list another good bad guy.
Yeah, I thought you were just going to say Sephiroth was a good bad guy again.
Sephiroth was a good bad guy.
There we
But
go.
then you get people who have played Final Fantasy 6 that call you a tosser for saying that.
Why?
Because they say Kefka's better.
Well, I didn't like. I thought he was kind of like Eddie Izzard.
Well, you got all
Sprite.
these people that slag Final Fantasy 7 off and say Final Fantasy 6 was so much better. But they only played 6 because they played 7.
Yeah.
But they won't admit that.
I mean, like, there's only so good you can get with that kind of game. It's like, to be honest, it's quite a boring format, isn't it? Because more often than not, you find yourself getting a fight and just pressing the X a lot to
It's-
stun.
Could you say it's Pokemon for grown-ups?
Sort of. It's just, I think Pokemon was a bit later, wasn't it?
Where it's like hit,
But
attack, item,
yeah,
magic.
and it doesn't really offer much strategic stuff anyway either.
No, not really.
It's just like they couldn't be bothered to make something that didn't rely. Like in the SNES days, you could understand having that system to rely on.
Limitations. Yeah.
But when PlayStation came out, I mean, you can still argue that it's still kind of limited. Like it works better, it looks better.
Yeah, I
Um,
love the combat in Final Fantasy
So, I
7.
mean, let's take for instance on the PlayStation 1, you also had. I had a game called Fighting Force 2,
Oh no.
but the combat in that it
I
had a lot of
hate it.
potential. There was one level that stuck me actually. I never figured it out. Had zombies in it. But you just like walk into it. A lot of games on PlayStation 5 just walk into a dead end and it's like, right, I can't get any further on this game. I'm sure they must have forgotten something because I've looked everywhere. I've tried everything.
Yeah, whenever I got stuck.